Om Shanti. Very good morning to everyone. Today's Murli is about checking our state of mind, our own stage. So Baba is telling us today how to have the refined stage and how to check the status of refined stage, the refined status identification. It is a revised Murli of 12th June 72. So Baba is saying, just as science is becoming refined, in the same way is your power of silence and your stage automatically being refined within yourself. So we need to check the science day by day. It is refining itself. The things are becoming more tiny, more powerful. So Baba is asking us to check in the similar manner the power of silence within ourselves and our stage is also getting refined. What is the speciality of something refined? Anything that is refined may be less in quantity, but its quality is powerful. The first identification that whichever thing which is refined, it may be less in quantity, but its quality is powerful. Whatever is not refined is more in quantity, but it lacks quality. So, here also, since you are being refined, whatever task you carry out in less time, using less energy, will be 100-fold, and there will also be lightness. So the identification is what? Baba is saying, since you are being refined, whatever task you carry out in less time, using less energy, will be 100-fold, and there will also be lightness. The sign of lightness is that thing will never come down. So the thing which is light, so the Baba is telling us the sign of lightness is that thing will never come down, because heavy things come down. But if the thing is light in weight, it always flies. Even against its conscious wish, it will stabilize itself up above. This is the qualification of something being refined. So this is the second qualification. Baba is saying, against its conscious wish, it will stabilize itself up above because it is light. So, do you experience both these specialities within yourself? So we need to check within ourselves. Do I experience these two identifications, these two specialities within myself? Because of being heavy, you have to make more effort. Sometimes it happens, no? We have to do a lot of effort to make any service successful, So whatever we do, whether it's intense effort or whether it's service, we have to make a lot of efforts. So Baba is saying this is the sign of heaviness. So when you are light, the effort is reduced. So natural transformation takes place in this way. Constantly pay attention to both these specialities. Whilst keeping these in front of you, you can check how refined you have become. So the soul can check its refinedness through these two specialities Baba mentioned. Anything refined does not wander around a great deal. It picks up speed very quickly. If something is not refined and is mixed with rubbish, it will not be able to pick up speed. Even in the car, if the petrol is refined petrol, the car will run very fast. The speed is very fast. But if there is some rubbish mixed in the petrol, then it will not pick up the speed. Similarly, Baba is telling us if any rubbish is mixed in our thoughts, then we will not be able to pick up the speed in our efforts. It will not be able to move without any obstacles. On the one hand, you are becoming refined, and on the other hand, the fine for trivial matters, making little mistakes, and for your sanskars is increasing. So the two opposite things are there. So on the one hand, Baba is saying, as you become refined, you are becoming refined. And on the other hand, the fine for trivial matters, making little mistakes, and for your sanskars is increasing. Because we are going at the subtle level. On the one side is this scene, and the other side, there is the scene of becoming refined. There is the force of both. One side, refinedness. Other side, paying fine. So Baba is saying these both forces there. If something is not refined, then consider it to be a fine. So either or. Either it will be refined or there is some fine. Both scenes are visible at the same time. Either you keep your mind refined, or else if there is some mixturity, then there is some sin will be done, or there is some wrong things will be done, and then you have to pay fine. So both the sins are visible at the same time. That is going towards the extreme, and this is also visible in its extreme form. That which is incognito is becoming more visible. So the number is created according to both aspects being visible. How the souls become number-wise? So Baba is telling us that it is created according to the both aspects being visible. The rosary is not going to be threaded by your hands. You claim a number by yourself through your own activity. The time for the number being fixed is now coming close. This Baba is saying in 1972 that the time for the number being fixed is now coming close. This is why both the aspects are clearly visible. And whilst seeing both, you have to remain cheerful and a detached observer. At one side, there will be refinedness in our state, in our power of silence. On the other side, if it is missing somewhere, then we need to pay a fine for our old sanskars or anything what trivial matters happens with us. So Baba is saying, while seeing both, you have to remain cheerful and a detached observer. A game which has extremes within it is like a great deal. Only such a scene has great attraction. Even now, such a scene of tug of war is being enacted. You enjoy watching it, do you not? Or do you feel mercy? Seeing one side, you experience happiness, and seeing the other side, you feel mercy on them. The play of both is taking place. Today, Baba showed you the game to show what is happening behind the scenes. Baba is showing us what is happening behind the scenes. Everything is very clearly visible from the subtle region. We watch the drama because we are entangled in the drama. We are on the stage, so we are not able to see all the sides of the drama. But Baba is saying from the subtle region, the drama and every scene or every aspect is very clearly visible. The higher you are, the more clearly visible everything is. Can the actors on the stage down below see everything? Being a detached observer up above, you can see everything very clearly. So if you want to really enjoy the drama, really see all the aspects of the drama, so Baba is saying, raise your stage. Baba is saying to go at the higher level and see the drama. Be a detached observer. Today, Baba seeing the scenes of the games of the present time from the subtle region. So, Baba is watching today and seeing these games of the present time from the subtle region. And Baba is also asking us to come to the subtle region and see this drama. So, this is today's Murli. Very short but very powerful, where Baba is asking us to check the refinedness, and he's telling us the identification, how we can check the status of our refined stage. So let's have a silence for a few minutes. Let's go into silence and check within ourselves. Om Shanti. You can share your takeaway points.
Om Shanti. Good morning.
Good morning.
This refined, this word is very beautiful word. Anything refined is less in quantity, but its quality is very good. That's what Baba says, and Baba says it's powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Like Baba said, science is becoming refined day by day. Very true. And if we observe that, right, it's items like phone, computers, or any other electrical items are getting refined. So its physical form is also getting reduced from big to small, nano to micro, and so on, right? Not just that, even the plants, right? The agricultural field, if you look at it, right, there also it's getting refined. Nowadays, plants are bearing fruits in such a young age, right? Even in pots also. So everything is getting refined. Another example I would like to give here is you all know computers, right? So so the storage, computer has the storage called hard drive, hard disk, right? So This hard drive was invented in 1956 by IBM. And at the time, it had the capacity of 3.7 MB only storage capacity, and the weight was more than 100 kg, and a very big very big size. It's like we can't even imagine. And now in 2023, we have a very very variety of storage devices available in the market, which is very small in size, which can store the capacity. I mean, which can store data in terabytes. Physically, it's just like a small micro SIM, right? No weight at all. Very, it'll be in grams only if we check the weight. Right. Overall, in a nutshell, if you observe this world, right, science, agriculture, or even women empowerment or anything, right, it's all happened after Baba's descended on this world. I mean, after 1936. So it has that impact here, that refined, like Baba said, no, it's getting refined from a gross form to its subtle form. So even I think on the same is working for us also on the path of knowledge. Day by day, we are getting refined from this gross physical form towards soul conscious subtle form, which is a refined form. Om Shanti.
Thank you so much, brother. Anyone else?
Om Shanti, sister.
Om Shanti.
For me, when I hear the word refined, I remember in my Lokik days, as a woman, I've often heard of this refined oil they used to say. So I used to think, what is refined? So I was given to understand refined in very simple terms, making it much finer, that is removing all the impurities within it through whatever process. It may be a distillation, or it may be filtration, or it may be purification, whatever is mixed in it. Just like if any alloy is mixed in the gold, removing it and making it, they say, pure carat gold. So the quality of that substance or the quality of that product improves. So that is if you see the gross meaning of the word refined. Now coming over here, Baba, when he speaks about refined, he's asking about two things have you refined. Your power of silence. So I think that is what we have to see. How do I refine silence? Silence, does it mean mukha silence? Does it mean no words come from my mouth, no thoughts run to my mind, and I'm silent? No. But yes, there may be silence in that, but there is no quality in it. There is no essence in it. There is no substance in it. It is just bhoot. Bhoot, jaisa na, a kind of an eerie silence. So we have to see, how do we refine silence? Secondly, how do we refine our stage? One example I can give where Baba speaks about, first you think yourself as a soul in this body. Then Baba speaks of, that is a gross soul consciousness. Then he refines it to subtle soul consciousness. Then he further refines it to bodiless stage. Then in the end, he comes to the most micro form, the seed stage. I think this is one refinement in the Gyan, which is a process which I like. And that for me is something to be defined. But I would like to know more about how do I refine the stage and refine the power of silence.
Wonderful. Thank you, sister. Anyone else?
Om Shanti, sister.
Om Shanti.
What I really also liked in the lines is that Baba has made it so interesting when he says, you know, as a detached observer from the top, you can see like the tug of war happening. And the scene so interesting that, you know, on one hand, mercy is being shown. On one hand, the refinement is taking place. And actually, as you go deeper in the meditations, you can, in your own detached state, even see your own self there, you know. You can observe your own soul's journey and you can see both the drama being played on one side and the mercy on the other side. And being that detached observer is a big evolution. Om Shanti.
Yeah, thank you, Arpit Brent. There is a question that how to refine our silence. So, as the sister was saying, initially we understand silence means the silence of our mukha or mouth, not speaking anything. And at the deeper level, when we talk about silence, we think being thoughtless or not creating thoughts. So, in fact, refining in silence means there is silence, but there is, like, suppose understanding the drama very deeply. Many things happens in front of us which might excite us, which might, ask us to react. But in that situation, understanding the secrets of drama by understanding every soul's part or the overall whatever things, as Baba said, you go to the higher level and you will be able to see all the aspects. In the same manner, understanding the drama deeply, the secrets of drama, and accepting them helps us to improve our power of silence. Because I'm not getting disturbed by anyone's behavior. I'm not getting disturbed is whatever is happening with me, but I'm understanding why it is happening and it is no more creating waste thoughts in my mind. I think this is something where we are refining our silence. Means, although I'm not saying something by my words, but also I'm not creating waste thoughts, although the opposite things are happening in front of me. So this power of silence, I think we have to increase. So nowadays what happens, although we don't react, although we don't say anything, but sometimes we create waste thoughts. This should not have happened, or the person should have behaved in that manner. He would have said this thing or not said this thing or something like that. But understanding drama, we have to also should not get such thoughts in our mind. So I think that is our higher stage of power of silence, or we can say this is the real silence we can experience. This is the silence of mind. I hope it's clear, and if anyone would like to add anything more, can please add.
Yeah, Sheetalji, I agree with you. But, these are all the benefits if I remain in silence. If I remain in silence, I can face drama, I can understand things, I can become Trikaldarshi. All these benefits I get. But I remember those days, these saints and all, they had what we call one of the main ingredients of silence was stillness. They used to sit in a particular posture. And I've read, especially of Paramahamsa Yogananda, I've heard how that each organ of the body he stilled. The eyes, the mouth, everything, there was stillness in the physical organs. That is their way of stillness because they wanted to experience, Atma victory. But Baba has told us, you want stillness? Go take a journey to Nirvana. Go to your home. That is the only place where you'll find the ocean of stillness, ocean of this. I think maybe to improve that, my journey to that world can do. But still, silence is bliss. Silence is beautiful. Silence is something, you are there, but you're not there. So I always used to love that stage of bliss. You're there, but you're not there. As somebody rightly said, you're there, you go out, you will see yourself. So what power silence has. So I think that's why Baba has underlined that. Once I'm able to really have that stillness, have that thing, have that in me, the stage of Avyakt or everything is you can easily cross. That's just from what I feel.
Yeah, it's really nice experiencing the Param Dham, is kind of the stage we need to go.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
The two aspects which Baba has brought out is, one is the refinedness and other one is the waste thoughts which levy a fine or some kind of penalty. So refinedness of this stage, Baba is saying, the stage when the soul is seated in the seed stage, that the incorporeal stage, the maximum power lies in the seed stage, maximum power.
Right.
So and then the power to control the thoughts, everything is there in that. That power is automatically power of the soul increases when the more it tends towards the seed stage. And this can be practiced to the kalpa tree, just say, oh, Baba says about that kalpa vraksha, inverted kalpa tree, where in Paramdham, I am at this with the seed, with Shiv Baba, who is the seed of the entire kalpa tree, and I am combined with Baba. And then visualize that the powers of Shiv Baba are transferring to you in the seed stage, and then it is expanding. Its power is going to each and every soul of the world. So that cumulative power you can feel, cumulative power of the entire Kalpri you can feel inside you. That is the power of silence, as Baba says, where everything is merged into the seed stage, and then you are feeling very powerful, experiencing the powers. And then you have the power to change. You can change self and then also others through those powers. So this is the refinedness, Baba says, as right example was given, now that pen drive, and now we have a micro SIM, nano SIM. So they have entire power that is sculptry, entire information, everything, knowledge is there in that seed stage. That is a soul consciousness stage. I am a soul, I'm a point, and then I am manifesting through my karmendriyas, through my behavior, through my words, through my thoughts. Thoughts are my creation. I am not the thought. I am that seed stage, refined, most refined. That is a seed stage. One on, combined with Baba. Om Shanti. I think, and second example is refinedness. Baba gave I liked it, very nice. Is that like the more you go from a crude engine to a refined engine, the fuel which is used is also getting refined. So, for example, in the very high powerful engines, you use, like these launch this where satellites are launched. No, these vehicles, satellites, the engines have got very refined aviation category fuels. This and somewhere they use oxygen and as a fuel. So they are very refined. If even one slightest rubbish or debris is there in that, then the entire mission can go to a failure mode. So therefore, one has to be in spirituality. The thoughts are the fuel, Shuddha Man, and the Divya Buddhi, divine intellect. These are the fuel. They have to be very, very refined if you want to go higher elevation. Om Shanti.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Anyone else would like to share?
Sister, somebody has just put in the chat box about two kinds of silence. If you can just read that.
Sweet
Because,
silence. Yeah.
yeah, because death silence is something very different. I don't remember the name of the sister. She was from Malaysia. She conducted an experiment on this death silence. And to say, no, that is not the quality of the soul. It's a kind of a state of, could we just share on that? Because death silence is not a silence in Paramdham at all. It is sweet silence. So what is that death silence? Even that has to be refined.
I haven't much churned on this, but whatever I understand from the dead silence is generally what Baba says in the Murli, when some death happens and then there's a total silence in the atmosphere. So there is no enjoyment of that silence, but it is there. The silence is there, but I think that is called the dead silence indeed, because in Paramdham, as you said, yes, it is a sweet silence because we are enjoying that silence. It's not something which is we not enjoying. So maybe someone else would like to put light on it. They can share.
Om Shanti. We can compare this two words with the sannyas, which Baba says, na? Two types of sannyas. One is Had ka sannyas, the other one is Behad sannyas, unlimited disinterest. Other one is limited disinterest. Limited disinterest is basically we are trying to do some hatha yoga. We are forcing ourselves to stop the thoughts. We are trying to die. Die means we are shunning our body, karmendriyas and all that, and thinking that they are the culprits. But no, Baba said it is an unlimited disinterest, means intellect has to detach from this whole body and the whole world, outer world, and get seated on the seat stage. So then that is the unlimited disinterest, which is the sweet silence. Basically, intellect is in a state of bliss. The soul is in a state of bliss through the intellect visualization. Intellect is detached observer. We are enjoying the scene, drama scene. That is Jivan Mukti, Baba says, no? That Jivan Mukti is while in this body, while in this whole body, whole world, you are detached. Soul is detached. And the soul is in ultimate bliss, considering the resident of Paramdham, while in this world. While in this world, the soul is visualizing that it is in Paramdham. That is, the intellect is detached from the body. Unlike the limited disinterest where we are stopping the thoughts, that is dead silence, which will not serve any purpose. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Bhai.
Could it also be Om Bhai like this? Because when we say dead silence, I'm not sure about what the sister shared, but she said one thing. Dead means जिसका कोई जान नहीं हो, like a dead animal or a dead plant or something. It has no life. So the soul cannot be dead. So if you're going to have dead silence, it's like changing the immortality of the soul into mortality. How can the soul die? So soul has to continue to experience whether it leaves this body or whether it's there. So it can mean that silence is something putting life in the soul. That's what we have to do. That kind of silence. We see even in somewhere when we are going for a match, we say everything was silent. There was dead silence in the crowd. Why? Because something unexpected they are going to happen. There will be a cry or there will be something after that. That is a kind of eerie silence, like as if evil spirits and all are going to come. Something I feel it's like that. So
Sister,
I don't know.
when we are thoughtless, see, you are what you are thinking. You are what your thoughts are. The being part is basically that. So when you are thoughtless, you are almost dead. What is the meaning of thoughtless? Means you are not, your divine virtues are not getting manifested. You are not into this karya vyavahar. So that means thoughtless is a stage of a death. Basically, what is the difference between a dead and alive, a living being? Living being is basically thinking. That is why it's living. And without thinking, it's almost like a dead body. So dead silence is nothing but the Hatha Yoga, where we are trying to basically aiming at being thoughtless, means no thoughts. But what is the purpose of that in the society? I mean, world transformation or self transformation? When only when the elevated thoughts, they can transform the soul, and then the soul gets the power, and that power will manifest, radiate to transform the other surrounding Vatavaran and the Prakriti and the world. So, in my view, it's basically Baba tells us that there is no stage called thoughtless. There's always elevated thoughts, thoughts which are world class thoughts, which Soman Baba still gives. Huh? So that gives you real pleasure, real bliss. That is Jivan Mukti stage. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Yes,
Uh,
Ketan.
yeah, another way to look at it, this sweet silence is, as in when we hear, it's a different context. So when we hear Murli, right, so we all enjoy it. How do we enjoy it? By staying in that sweet silence, right? So when we are in that sweet silence, we enjoy that sweet, right? The taste of it, just like when we hear the Murli. So that's one stage. And then the next stage, we can say the deep silence. Deep silence is like we are churning the knowledge, that which Baba is giving us. We go just like going to the bottom of the seabed and then try to find out the jewels, and then collecting them and making it our own. That's about deep silence, going deeper. And then the dead silence is like we are forgetting our current stage from here in this world, and becoming bodiless and staying with Baba in the form of a point in Parandam, in the soul world, where we don't, I mean, the higher stage, we don't experience this physical materialistic world or even the body, just staying there as a point. So that can be considered as a dead silence. I mean, just shared a different context. That's
Very good churning coming up. Thank you, everyone. Anyone else would like to add on, or shall we go for meditation? Okay, let's have a few minutes of meditation. Let's sit at the middle of the forehead. Experiencing the true nature of the self. Let's experience the silence within ourselves. I'm a powerful being. Experiencing silence. I love silence. The power of silence within me. Helping me to look at the subtle defects within the soul, subtle weaknesses I can see within myself. In this silence, at the same time, Baba is giving me powers through silence to work on my weaknesses, to make my stage more refined. Using the power of silence, I'm refining myself. I'm becoming more and more lighter. I'm light in all my tasks. I'm doing less efforts, but getting more results. Everything is working magically for me. Thanks, Baba, for giving me powers, allowing me to experience silence. Thank you, Baba. Thank you. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Sheetalben. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Till that time, have a blissful day.
Om Shanti.